You will all be mine tonight. Happy Monday, everyone. Okay, Democrat supporter identified as Ryan Ruth was arrested for trying to assassinate Donald Trump on a golf course. Damn, whatever happened to asking if you could play through? It seems the would-be assassin was able to get just a few hundred yards away from Trump. Apparently, the shooter found the only golf course with a slanted sand trap. Too soon? As you know, this is the second time Trump has survived multiple shots, and according to an expert, he'll just need 4 more. Immediately, pundits tried to blame it on Trump's rhetoric regarding Springfield, Ohio. But the accused shooter wasn't Haitian. We know this because he wasn't eating a cat. Now you're loosening up, huh? You needed a cat joke to get started. Of course, the media claims the motives of the Trump-hating suspect are unknown. But this is strange. The Harris campaign has already asked him to moderate the next debate. Thankfully, the would-be assassin is now in custody, and they already found him a cell with a high thread count, a broken security camera, and a helpful new cellmate. Of course, it was Joe Biden who recently said that Donald Trump was a threat to our democracy, and Ruth used similar words. If you were any more connected to Joe, he'd be a colostomy bag.
That's an ileostomy.
I know. You had an ileostomy.
That's an ileostomy.
I'm always being reminded. And finally, the Emmy Awards aired last night. Heck, if I wanted to see a bunch of bent, talentless attention seekers pat themselves on the back, I'll watch Fox and Friends.
I knew that.
All right.
Now I know I was on the show.
Yes, we did it all for a joke. Let's do a monologue. So as Donald Trump survives yet another attempted assassination, here I thought Kamala Harris was the luckiest person alive. Failed assassin Ryan Ruth is a registered Democrat, a donor with a Biden-Harris sticker on his truck, and he went to Ukraine in 2022 and encouraged other Americans to join him. But so far, the mainstream media has been unable to find a motive. Clearly, he must be a fan of Taylor Swift. So we're back to the same drill. The questions as to how it could have happened again, where was the protection, and what was the motivation. But we can sum up the entire thing in one word: Trump. Apparently, with that magic word, all government responsibilities and competence go out the window, as well as professional obligations. But when you heard the news, were you really that surprised? I mean, was anybody fired after Butler? Was there any accountability? The only person the Dems 86'd after a near-death experience was Joe Biden. It's clear no one's in charge, and that's the real reason another rifle could be pointed at Trump. And God forbid one of these attempts are successful. The legacy media will have more blood on its hands than Nancy Pelosi's plastic surgeon. Cruel audience. You probably heard the statement from former President Biden already. By now, maybe Joe's heard it too. Perhaps from the visiting angel trying to get beach sand out of his ventilator. But as Joe rides out the clock with one foot in the sand and the other wearing a toe tag, Mayorkas won't send enough agents to secure a miniature golf course, where Trump would actually be safer. Good luck getting a shot off around that damn windmill. But if the shooting attempt feels like a bad flashback to you, think of the poor media. They barely finished spinning and then ignoring the last one. Remember how they said Thomas Crooks had ambiguous political leanings? They're saying that now, even about this creep. I don't know, when you try to kill Trump, that doesn't leave much room for ambiguity. It's like when Larry Kudlow invites me alone to his hot tub. I know the plan. But it wasn't long after the first attempt on Trump's life that the media's insincere calls to lower the rhetoric disappeared. Trump was back to being the devil incarnate right up until Sunday. Trump was a threat to democracy, a white supremacist who would end Western civilization. But aside from that, not a bad guy. As Trump began to take the lead, it was clear their empathy was about as sincere as a stripper winking at you before the lap dance. So what does the media do now? Insist we lower the temperature again? Of course, the media's idea of toning down the rhetoric is shutting up Trump. Here's MSNBC anchor Alex Witt. I'm guessing her middle name is Knit.
We do not know, again, the source of any gunshot or gunshots. We don't know who's responsible for this. The whole thing has yet to be 100% confirmed from start to finish how this all played out. But do you expect to hear anything from the Trump campaign about toning down the rhetoric, toning down the violence, or would that be atypical of the former president?
Weird. If she's not sure it even happened, then how could she know Trump caused it? Of course, the media won't take the blame for brainwashing misfits into achieving a greater infamy, an infamy given after achieving the media's directives. Instead, they'll focus on the real problem, you. They'll ignore real bullets flying toward Trump and daydream about what his supporters might do in response, while the real criminals get memory hold like that movie Dana Perino made in Tijuana. Ask me about it. Meanwhile, NBC anchor Lester Holt offered his 2 cents, which is what he should be getting paid for crap like this.
Today's apparent assassination attempt comes amid increasingly fierce rhetoric on the campaign trail itself. Mr. Trump, his running mate J.D. Vance continue to make baseless claims about Haitian immigrants in Ohio.
We saw what you did there, Leslie. Creating a false reason for the attempt, that Trump's words regarding 20,000 Haitians moved to a town unprepared to support them made him deserving to be shot. But it's not his fault Duck, Duck, Goose went from a children's game to describing a menu. Is it me, or is Les basically saying Trump asked for it? For the Dems, Trump's words are the mini skirt and heels of rhetoric. You go out like that, you deserve to get assaulted. Meanwhile, they're brainwashing the most unstable of their clan in a Trump is Hitler G-string. Here's the Washington Post just days before the second assassination attempt, talking about the first one. Quote, Trump stokes suspicions about assassination attempt, raising fears of more violence. So you better knock it off, Trump, or we'll do it again. It's funny. Since Harris loves Venn diagrams, I got one for her. Here's the circle containing the Democrat media's rhetoric about Trump. Here's the circle containing the shooters. It presents a problem, doesn't it, when the overlap is total. So with the polls dead even and nothing else working, the leftists realize they're out of options. Trump could actually win this thing. So all bets are apparently off. And luckily, so is their aim. Let's welcome tonight's guest. He's written 6 books, and someday he hopes to sell one. Host of One Nation and co-host of Fox and Friends, Brian Kilmeade. His beard is thicker than the cast of The View. Producer of the great new documentary, Am I Racist? And host of The Matt Walsh Show, Matt Walsh. He looks like your backup weed dealer, comedian Adam Hunter. I know she eats like a bird because she keeps pooping on my windshield. New York Times bestselling author and Fox News contributor, Cat Tube. So, Brian, good to see you. Sure, you've been talking about this all day, right? Saying the same thing over and over again.
No, I like to think I provide a variety on radio and television. Thanks for being a fan. I know you only get up at noon, and I've already done 2 shows at that point. And I'll take that as that's the nicest introduction you ever give me, so I feel like I'm on cloud 9. I just am a great monologue, as usual, great series of jokes, of course. But the one thing that astounds me is that there's no mystery here. This is a Trump hater who wrote it on every social media platform possible. He hates Trump. He thinks it's a threat to democracy, quotes Joe Biden, quotes Kamala Harris, quotes everybody on MSNBC. There's no mystery. But I think the crazy thing is, and I found this link to myself, you might want to jot this down.
No.
He also went to North Carolina A&T. Mm-hmm. Do you know who went there?
Who?
Khalid Sheikh Mohammed.
Really?
What is it with that school and their curriculum? I think we should examine it.
Wow.
But he is out of his mind, and I just think that the one thing that's not being talked about with the cops today in that press conference is you could have everyone there, you could show great bravery, but can someone stand in front of the chain link fence where President Trump would have been eventually 50 yards away?
Yeah.
Did that not occur to anybody? Do you even get a crossing guard to sit there and say, don't shoot?
Excellent point.
I
I think. I kind of zoned out after a while. Yo! I'm kidding. Matt, welcome to the show. Congrats on the great new movie. It's doing well,
Thank you.
number 3 in the country. I saw Fantastic.
Actually, it was number 4, but we'll call it number 3.
All right.
I'll take number 3.
Yes, take number 3. Now you're hearing this whole thing, both sides. Oh, well, both sides engage in this rhetoric.
Yeah.
Do you buy that argument at all?
No, I really don't buy it at all. And especially I don't buy from the media what they're telling us is that, well, we can't know this guy's motive. Also, he's just crazy. He's not liberal. He's crazy. And of course, it's like, well, that's not mutually exclusive.
Yes.
For one thing. But also, I think the crazy. Here's the important point. Obviously, the left's rhetoric is leading to this. When you claim that somebody is Hitler, you are inviting people to go kill him. So the crazy thing is not these people going to shoot Trump. Like they're not crazy because they shoot Trump. They're crazy because they believed that he's Hitler. Now, if you believe that someone's actually Hitler,
it makes sense.
It makes sense. Of course, you're going to shoot Hitler.
Yes.
So they're telling people something that if someone's crazy enough to believe it, it's inevitable that they'll then go and do.
In fact, if you didn't shoot him, you would be immoral.
Exactly.
Because he's Hitler. You would go back in time and kill the Hitler baby, which I've tried to do, Adam. And it must be great to be, as obscure as you are, because you never have to worry about people who want to kill you because they don't know who you are.
No, I Googled my name and they said, who cares? No, look, I don't think it was an inside job. I think if the Republic, I think if they really wanted Trump dead, they would have him do a movie with Alec Baldwin. But, But I do think it's weird, you're right, with the media, because he could have got shot during the debate with Kamala. Like during the debate, and they'd be like, Kamala, are you okay? And the guy needs protection. I mean, he's less protected than Dave Grohl's penis, and
I like that one.
Thank you. That was for you. But how do you blame this on him saying that Haitians were eating cats?
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, they should probably eat Trump. He's got 9 lives. Okay, you know what? Look, they said they didn't have protection because he's not a sitting president, but they protect the guy who's a sleeping president.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
Yes. Well done, Kat. How you doing?
Good.
Good. That's great. You're glowing.
I keep hearing that. It's rosacea.
I don't care what anybody says, rhetoric-wise. Say whatever you want. But it is interesting that when there's a committed repetition of a certain kind of rhetoric over time, you're gonna get this.
Can I be honest with you? I'm actually not great.
Yeah.
I know this is supposed to be a fun show, and I promise it'll be fun later. But I did write a whole book about this stuff. My new book is about the dangers of politicization and demonizing people based on politics. And I feel hopeless at this point. I really do, because in my book, there are solutions. I offer a guide to this. However, the problem is we really are truly being conditioned against it because it makes politicians way more powerful when this is happening. It makes media way more money when this is happening. So no matter how bad it gets, I mean, we already had an assassination attempt before, and now we have another one. No matter how bad it gets, people don't really want to change, I feel like, because there's all this motivation in terms of power and in terms of money to want to stay the same. And the system is really powerful in its conditioning. And I'm really, honestly, genuinely very sad by that.
Wow, way to bring us all down.
Yeah, I really am. I mean, I don't know how you can, because when I first heard about this, I was like, well, there's more to the story. There's no way there was actually another one again. And there sure was.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I really hope that for our sake that we can, be wise up to the way we're being manipulated in terms of hating each other.
Trump is okay about it?
What?
Trump seems to be
He's
just
like, of
shaking
course,
it off.
he should, and again, both times, both assassination attempts he's handled very well.
Yes.
I mean, between
He's
the
like,
fist
walks it off.
pumping, when he posted 0 out of 2 or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not a sports gal. I don't know the correct way to pronounce that, but it was great.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll have fun next block,
Yeah, the
Kat.
next
I
block will be
promise. Up next, Kamala's tone will make you groan.